So whether you go to college or not, right after the age of 18, go to work to be financially independent. To be independent, you just need to take care of yourself. And this is not difficult at all. You just need to do something. And after you have raised yourself, you must immediately start the financial freedom journey and build financial freedom for yourself. And as we know, if there is a correct way to do it, an average financial freedom journey will take about 10 years. And in this model, we have a total of 17 years. That's why I believe that with the right mindset, combined with perseverance and the right methods, this 17-year period will definitely be enough for us to achieve financial freedom. That is why we should start the financial journey as soon as possible. And this journey starts with going to work. Going to work, in addition to helping you have the money to support yourself, you will accumulate many other valuable assets. And these assets will be the basis to build up stable mindsets for our future lives. I always believe that mindsets are very important. So during this time, we just need to focus on these 4 aspects: experience, knowledge, financial freedom, and building mindsets. I call these 4 aspects the living assets. As we accumulate more and more living assets, we will gradually understand better who we are and what we want. And from there, we will gradually start to imagine what the picture we want for our life will look like. However, I also say that we should not expect what we draw at this stage to be a fixed picture. We should not see that drawing as a drawing of a house. No matter how it is drawn, it will be the same later, because if so, life will be very boring. Instead, let's see it as a compass to guide us to a certain direction. On that journey, we can turn right or turn left according to the conditions and stages of life. But thanks to that compass, our journey will still go in a certain direction. That is the direction that will bring us the most happiness. In this chart, I use the 35-year-old milestone as a suggestion. But it does not necessarily have to be fixed at this point, because each person will have a different way to carry out this journey. Therefore, it will be shorter or longer depending on the conditions of each person. Now let's look at a summary of what we have built in this 17 years. First, it is countless experiences that we have accumulated over such a long period of time. In addition, it is a series of deep and broad knowledge that we have continuously learned and perfected ourselves. Then we have also built a series of solid mindsets for ourselves. For example, the mindset of financial freedom, the know-it-all mindset, the mindset of freedom from materialism, and the growth mindset for us to experience and receive new things. Then the mindset of perseverance and never giving up. And many other different mindsets through this continuous process of experience and learning. Behind us at that time was a solid white sheet of financial freedom. From now on, our lives will no longer be affected by money. And most importantly, in front of us is a table, which is the picture that I have sketched about the life I want it to look like. At this point, I know exactly what I want to do, and what will bring me the most happiness. With such platforms, from now on, we can freely enjoy life in any way we want. For example, if we like to build a family, we can completely build a family. With a solid financial platform of financial freedom, it will allow us to provide our family with a very comfortable life. In addition, with the mindsets we have built, it will be a very solid base for our family. In addition, with the extensive knowledge we have accumulated, we can convey and raise our children in the best way. With such platforms, we can be completely at ease to enjoy family life, enjoy life with our small family, and enjoy life to the fullest. And if family life is not our choice, if we like to do business or work, then we can completely freely do business and work as we wish. At that time, we do business with the mindset that we still have safety nets behind. With such a mentality, we can easily play the most risky games and still not be afraid of anything. We will be easier to take risks than those who are taking the red numbers of the family to take risks. If you win, you lose. If you lose, the whole family goes out. I don't believe that in a gamble, those people will be the ones who benefit. They will always have to negotiate in weak positions. Not to mention that in addition to money, behind us is a series of solid knowledge, useful mindsets. Our business game will be very interesting. And the important thing is that throughout this journey, whether we go up or down, we are always in an enjoyable state. Not to mention that with the freedom we have built, we can play many games at the same time, and we can still play well and enjoy it. For example, we can play both business and family games at the same time. For example, we can play both business and family games at the same time. And certainly with the financial knowledge and mindset that we have built, we can play both of these games at the best level. Even more, we can still play well. This is the stage when we can enjoy the results from our 5 months of investment and investment. Thanks to those 5 months of investment, we now have the freedom to do anything that makes us happy. And gradually, this happiness will get bigger and bigger, and it will lead us to the highest levels of the happiness tower. And it will lead us to the highest levels of the happiness tower. That is when we start to find joy that surpasses our own happiness. That is when we start to find joy that surpasses our own happiness. That is when we start to build a second path. That is the path of sharing. Sharing our happiness to others. Sharing our happiness to others. It is when we can allow ourselves to think of the legacy that we will leave when we leave this life. When it comes to sharing, many people may think of charity, but in fact, it can be in many different forms. It can be science, when we are freely and wholeheartedly researching a solution. Or it can be setting up a company or organization to solve a problem for society. Or it can be simply sharing the knowledge we have accumulated for the younger generations. In short, it can be in any form as long as it brings us happiness and value to the people around us. At this time, we may slow down our concentration on old activities and start to focus more on this sharing activity. For a simple reason, this is when we start to look for higher levels of happiness. And this journey may also have a lot of ups and downs. Not necessarily good luck. But even if there are ups and downs, with the platforms we have, it is still a very happy journey. Then when it has developed to a certain level, it will be time for us to start preparing for the succession of both the main activity and the secondary activity. If the main activity is a family, then the succession will be to pass on to our children the wisdom, the principles that we have collected. Please note that I am not talking about leaving money for your children. I have a thought that we should not leave money for our children. Instead, we should leave the lessons, the ways of thinking, the methods of learning, so that from there it will pave its own way. With these things, our children can start from zero, and they can still have a successful and happy life. Without these things, no matter how much money we leave behind, it will only harm them. That is in the case that our main activity is a family. And if in the second example, our main activity is not a family, but a business, for example, then this will be the time for us to prepare and train the next leadership class to pass it on to them. Similarly, for the sharing activity, at some point, we will also start preparing for the succession, because we all want those activities to continue after we leave. Our main goal at this stage is to focus on building these transfers. After that time is the time when we start to step back to observe and guide the successors, and slowly we can step back, see everything continue to work without us. Now is the time when we can wrap up, summarize the lessons, the experiences, the wisdom that we have, because with such a life, it will definitely be very valuable lessons for the next generations. After doing those things, we can continue to enjoy our remaining time. Then we slowly step over the 70s and enjoy our additional 5 months. And smile, waiting for the day we say goodbye to a worthy life. In any official version of our country, it also has a very good sentence.